Okay guys, are you ready? Because this episode, I'm going to go crazy. One of the other reasons I like this dungeon is the music. Yes, we get nervous. You heard the music in there, it was kind of simple, but it was nice. And then we heard the music from out there. And by out there, and we get to actually use our bow for the first time. From out there, I mean out here. And that brings that up. Master, I have important information for you. There's a 90% chance the object you see over there is a 90% phi. Come on, be more confident than that. Even I knew that. And because it's so high up, the only way to get it is an arrow. So right now, that's our main use for the arrow, getting things that were out of reach before. I mean, after all, we've had items with range before. And now this. The most powerful time shift stone to date. And then that spoils it. Well, I want to go in the ship. Nope, we can't do that yet. We got to do one little thing with these Boko blends. But that's good. Maybe one of them will give us an ornamental skull. Not you? Well, you're dead anyway. So. Yeah. Also of note is that you can't get off the ship. For some reason, I lost my track and direction. I thought that the entrance was over there. Okay, it's over here. You cannot leave the ship when it's like this. You can only leave the ship in the present. But one thing you can do is, if you try to go up here in the well, what's now the future, what was out there, then you would oh, by the way, we have a new enemy right here. Then you would not be able to get up there. There would be bars. Target lock. Red Boko blend. Archer. These are red Boko blends that carry bows capable of knocking down distant targets. They're not obvious from the outward appearance. Their aim is quite deadly. You've defeated one of this enemy type. Oh, I have? Yeah, so these are Boko blend archers. Oh, it's just an arrow. Or maybe... Wait, what? Okay. Now, one thing you're going to want to do is hit this. And this actually leads to the only puzzle in the temple I actually had really trouble with my first time. You're going to want to do that. If you go down there, you're going to find alcove, but with nothing in it. But trust me, you're going to want to do that now. Because if it comes to later and you're like, oh shoot, I have to backtrack all the way, yeah. We have another locked door here. Keep that in mind for later. Wait. No, never mind. We can't do that right now. I mean, we have to go up there first. Oh, really, Link? Really? I mean, really. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Now let's climb this mast. And we're not even close to the top yet. Yeah, the quick draw, you might be a little less accurate, but I like it, because it feels better. It feels better. Not that, aiming like this doesn't, but... I mean, first of all, it takes forever to get charged. And I guess that you might be a little shakier if you do the quick draw, but really, I mean... I'm kind of surprised that the quick draw isn't just regular. Maybe, I guess they thought, oh, people might not like that. I mean, here's a hint. I mean, if people really had a problem with motion controls, then... Okay. If people really had a problem with motion controls, the quick draw would not be what pushed them over the edge. Trust me. Oh, God. He's gonna come. I told him... I asked him to play something, he said, no, not now, and I said, okay, but your window is closing. Your window of opportunity is closed. Because I'm going to be recording now. I said that. Hopefully it didn't go in one ear and out the other. Like everything else I say to him. Oh, and in case you're new to my videos, I'm talking about my brother. And if you are new to my videos, then welcome. I'm MookerBomb12. I may not have great materials for recording, and I may not have the fan base that a lot of other LPers do, but I have a lot of heart, I have a lot of knowledge, and a lot of love of all these Nintendo games. I have a lot of desire, and I have a lot of fun doing this. So thanks for watching, and you can stick around. I'll promise you some great moments. And I will reply to all your feedback, positive or negative. That actually reminds me of a story. In some Twilight Princess part, some guy said, "You suck." And I said, "If you have constructive criticism, I'd love to hear it." Now, I know that sounds really crude and sarcastic, but I'm actually being honest. I'm doing a kill two birds with one stone thing. Because... Alright, so he got up there, he can go through the electricity. But wait, he's still got another thing. We have to rescue his crew. They're being hid within the brig of the ship, so... in case you don't want to do a whole bunch of thinking, that is the room where where we got the first key. Not the room where the key was in, but you remember there were bars there, and there was a room with a lot of sand in the bars? Yeah, that's where that was. But if we go back there now, there's not going to be a way in there, because it'll be blocked off. And you're probably thinking, it's so easy to get there in the present. It's like your first destination. But here, in the past, you're going to be definitely working a while to get to your room. So your goal for almost the entire rest of the temple, up until you get the boss key, is to get back to that room. Anyway, yeah, I had a comment on a video, and right now what I'm doing is not part of the temple. What I just did, I opened the doors. We can go back there now, and that is not all that we need to do, but we have a little something else. Right here, there's no way to get up here besides by doing what I just did. But once you do, then you can do this. Let go. There's a lot of targets here, but you don't need to hit any of them. Because you're going down, you just need to hit them on the way up. And on the very back of the ship, I believe. Is this really the back of the ship? Because, might be the front, I don't even know. Would the map give me a hint? This is the back, yeah. Hey, we got another shot at this. I almost wonder, are you not supposed to draw a Triforce, or are you just supposed to draw a triangle? Or is it something else that you're supposed to draw? I'll check this out later. I'm just going to try to draw a triangle this time. No, triangle gives you more arrows. No, arrow gives you more arrows. I'm just going to draw a straight triangle and see what happens. Oh, that is not a straight triangle. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or if I am just not doing it. But back to my story, I said, if you have constructive criticism, I'd love to hear it. While that may have sounded rude and sarcastic, I mean, I would have had every right to be rude and sarcastic, but not really, because, I mean, even though he may have been rude and sarcastic to start, first of all, the one thing is that video, I did suck at the horseback battle, honestly. But there's a nicer way to say it than that. There is. And if people are going to give me constructive criticism, I can take that. But if you're just going to say that, then I'm like, why are you even watching these videos? Now, I said that, and I got no reply, which can tell me one of a couple things. He could have, you know, had other things to do, or he could have, forgot what he was gonna, and I'll forget it, of course he was a troll. Well, no, his computer could have crashed. Happened to me, could happen to anyone. It has happened to a lot of people. So the music is slightly altered now, and now we are in the inner Sandship as it was. Not as it is, as it was. So, it's so cool how everything changes. And we got Technoblins, or technoblins. I don't really know how you want to pronounce that. Now we have a treasure chest right there, and we have a puzzle that I think is really cool. Alright, now this is what I'm talking about. 5 may give us a tip, but let's listen anyway. Master, look up. You can reach the time shift stone on deck through the ventilation shaft in the ceiling. It will be possible to shoot through the gate. How is this a shaft? I mean, a shaft implies something, you know, long and narrow. No comments. Actually, I mean, if you want to post any kind of comments on my video, I don't care what it is. So, go for it. Actually, I went from no comments to go for it. But, yeah, through this gate, isn't even really a gate, not a gate, a grate. And you shoot, took me a few tries there. But you do that and it changes from past to future. Now, this is really clever because they have it so you can't get in this room without it being the past. But you can't get in this room without it being the present. You know, calling it past and present is kind of weird because when you're in the past and this isn't really the present. So from this point forward, I'm going to call it past and future. Even though it's like, it really isn't the future, it is easier. Okay? Past and future. So right now we're in the future. And it's still ironic, but still. And this gives you easy access back out, but here's the thing. You don't want easy access back out. You want to go back to the past. I mean, think about it. You can go back down and explore with your bow, and you are going to find one thing, but I find it easier to start in the past. Wait a minute, wasn't there just a... Oh no, that was over there. Okay. Yeah, so we have this now. Now, in the past, you might not have noticed this since all the doors are chained, but first of all, this is spinning now, which you may be able to get that, but I'll go into that later. In the past, all the doors were changed, and you might not have really thought anything of it at the time, but this one right here was not chained with a normal chain, but it was chained with a chain, and I mean in the future, sorry for that. It was chained with the chain that disappears in the past, so you can actually go in this room now. And, I'm not sure if this is the room I wanted to go in. I think it really doesn't matter, because, I could show you this. You can go if you want. Probably the first place you'll go is try to check the thing. Basically, if we went down and talked to the guys that were in the cell, we wouldn't be able to get in the cell, but we would be able to talk to the robots. They would tell us that the only way to get there is through the engine room. Now, the engine room is currently up and running, and besides that, we don't have a way to get to it. But we need to turn off a few generators in order to get there. Now, if we turn off those generators, then we'll be able to get through the engine room. Never mind, this is the place I was thinking that I wanted to go first. Now, this cutscene confused me a lot, because I'm like, wait, why are there all these windows? But you'll find out. Now, this actually will throw me off. Do not forget about that, because that is the way to the engine room. So once we turn off all the generators, we're going to want to go there. And I know that you're like, generators, what is this? And maybe I should have gone down and talked to them. You know, maybe I will. Just for the heck of it. Now, be prepared. This is the puzzle that threw me off. Right here and right now. So, what you do here is pretty obvious. You go, it seems obvious at first. You go up, you change it to the past, and that's how you get in that. Change it to the future, and that's how you get in that room in the future. But, wait, how do we get back down there? We can't hit the switch. Well, guess what? Yes, we can. Because this one switch happens to work in the future. The thing is, though, that's not what it is at all. All of the eye switches work in the future. I just kind of forgot about that because I thought it was some kind of tech thing. And that threw me off because I had a stupid moment. But here's the thing. The generators work just like the other thing we did before. And they don't work. We've done generators before. And they don't work in the future. They only work in the past. But there's another crate up here. I'm sure that Fi would tell us again. And by the way, we have our bow. We might as well use it to kill some enemies. Now, the one thing about your bow is that you can't do like a quick targeting system. So, like, the best way to kill everything really is with a sword. That helps. I mean, it's really not, because keys don't fly as high in this game, so killing them with a sword is no problem. And they're also bigger, I think. I love the way the arrow spins in this game. Did I ever mention that? I didn't. Well, I did now. It reminds me of the energy cells from Metroid Prime 3. So yes, this is the engine room. And we did something, but it doesn't appear like it's going to help us through. But it's just one part of the step. Master, I'm detecting very strong vibrations. Go for it. The current situation is difficult to accurately assess, but I suggest hurrying to the crew in the brig and freeing them first. Yes. You know, maybe because this video is ending up, I'm going to go to the crew in the brig, because this all seems confusing because we haven't talked to them, I know. So I'm going to go do that. This is actually was this is the only thing that was disappointing. I thought there were like a bunch of different rooms. I guess there are, but just the fact that these two kind of lead to the same place, yeah. And we can't even do anything right now, because actually, past, future, past, it didn't matter. This side was only going to be accessible in the past, this side only in the future, because of the fact of this. We couldn't do it before because we didn't have the bow, but now we do. But, as you can see, we can do that. So there are two ways to get here in the future, and the two ways are by either going in the area where we got the dungeon map, or by going the area we just were, and after you get the generator, turn it back to the past. I mean the future. We're getting less and less on that. So, now we're in B2. This is B2, right? Yeah, B3 is the engine room. This is B... Wait, no, what is B3? B3 is the engine room. But for some reason it said we were in B3 before, and I'll bet the only reason it said that is because the room where that was in technically leads down into B3. We've never actually been to the third basement. I'll just clear that up right now. This is B2, and we've never actually been to the third basement. So anyway, now we would be able to get in the boss door. Oh, we got these guys too, wonderful. We would be able to get in the boss door, but we don't have the key. So we're not even thinking about boss keys right now, we're just thinking about getting these guys free. As you can see, they got some guards. Oh ho ho ho! I'm like, oh my god, if I could pull that off, and I did. So, even though the robot penetrated the electricity fine before, now they can't? Okay, that's some video game logic right there. You're human, aren't you? Sir, how did you get in here? I never even realized that before. You came with the captain to save us. We've been so happy. We can't get out of here while that sparky thing blocks the exits, or... Okay, wait, I got it. They can only get by one at a time. Yes, the engine room is below. Does it look familiar? That's because it's the room we saw before. So to get through the engine room to here, you need to activate the power generators in the engine room. Huh? Oh hey, did you turn on one of the power generators? You still need to activate the other one. There are two power generators. The last power generator is here. So yes, and you'll also mark them on your map, and the other one was right here. And as you may guess, the other one is in the other side of the hallway. So I will meet you in front of that door, or in front of that fan, which will be off because we will be in the future. Goodbye.